Hello and welcome to Meaux. As you can see from today's title, we are getting back into how the tarot is telling you to take care of yourself. This is my multi-pronged tarot self-care series. Be sure you go back and watch part 1 of this video where I talk about the court cards and then their favorite forms of self-care. So if you haven't seen that, go ahead and watch this one after this. But we're just going to hop right into it, yeah? First off, we're going to start off with the Two of Swords and the Seven of Pentacles. These are the cards of alone time and deliberation. They also kind of correlate with the Hermit card, right? But when it comes to the Two of Swords, usually the Two of Swords, it's like closing yourself off from the world. As you can see, she has a blindfold on, you know what I mean? And we're holding these two swords, right? Two different ideas of like, should I do this? Should I do that? You know, journaling, deliberating, thinking, pondering, perhaps even talking to yourself about what's the best way to proceed, right? This alone time is self-care and it's very necessary so that you can get in tune with your internal compass. The Hermit card is about getting some alone time, really being in tune with yourself, knowing what it is that you want, what you need, what you desire, right? Self-care. But then also deliberating on what have I learned this far and where is that going to take me? That kind of brings us into the Seven of Pentacles, right? The Seven of Pentacles, it's like, I call this the card, it's close to the card of alchemy, but it's not the card of alchemy. In the original Rider-Waite, the Seven of Pentacles shows like a farmer, you know what I mean? Evaluating their crops and their plants, right? Because it's usually things that have taken place over, you know, a certain amount of time with the Pentacles, right? It's time, it's hard work, it takes a while to be developed. So the Seven of Pentacles, again, it's like reflecting internal, what's going on in my life? What have I done this far? What is my environment showing me? What are the people in my environment showing me? And then like, when we come together, what are the results I'm being gifted, right? And then from that internal reflection process, again, I really do recommend journaling, you know what I mean? But this is a little more like hands-on about what you're doing, where I feel like the Two of Swords is deliberating. But with the Seven of Pentacles, it's very important to look at what's not working, what is working, and what needs to be shifted or changed so that you can get to wherever it is that you want to go, right? Moving right along. So we have the Four of Swords. This is like all day just rest. It's just rest. You know what I mean? Original Rider-Waite, it's a person in the bed, quite literally resting. You know what I mean? So I can't make it any more simple. When you see the Four of Swords, it's a sign to take some rest. However, when this card is in reverse, I've also seen it come up as, you know, somebody getting maybe a little bit too much rest. They're spending too much time in bed. You know what I mean? It may be like closely linked with the depression if you're seeing what? If you're seeing the Nine of Cups, the Ten of Cups in reverse, maybe the Five of Cups. You know what I mean? Complete emotional dissatisfaction. But it's really about rest. This card, I've also seen it come up as like needing to chill, right? So if we see the Ace of Wands in reverse, the Five of Wands, you know what I mean? A lot of like hot-headed, fiery energy. Sometimes the Four of Swords will come at like chill. It's not that serious, you know. Pull yourself out of the situation and do something that feels restful, peaceful, and calm. Yes. Now these other four cards, the Hanged Man, the Chariot card in reverse. I do have to say the Chariot card in reverse. The Lovers, and the Judgment card. All of these cards could be assigned to take advice or help from the divine. You know what I mean? This could be listening to your ancestors, spirit guides, angels, God. You know what I mean? Or this could be surrendering. When we see the Hangman, you know what I mean? This is surrender. Surrender, there is nothing that you can do here. So, you know what I mean? Let the universe and the divine step in. Chariot card in reverse. So the Chariot card upright is about knowing where it is that you want to go and taking the steps every single day and having confidence on the path that you're on and not having to chase it. When we see the Chariot card in reverse, you know, that's a little more, you don't know what you're doing. You're holding onto the reins a little too tightly. You're off the course. You need to let go, allow the universe to re-guide you and put you back on the path you're supposed to be on before you start applying more pressure and energy, right? Again, surrendering, letting the universe do its work. The Lovers. The original or Rider-Waite Lovers has an angel. I believe it's Archangel Michael. But the Lovers, sometimes this is about, and specifically, I'm talking about the divine because a lot of things go into the Lovers, right? But it's a decision to be in alignment with our highest self, right? It's a decision to be in alignment with everything that the universe wants for us, right? Which is a form of self care. You know what I mean? You might see this along with the sister card, the Lovers and the Devil. They're sister cards. When you see the Devil card in reverse, it's because you're staying in this place, you're being obsessive, you're falling into your temptation, you may be a little bit toxic, you're doing things that you know aren't the best for you, which is when the Lovers come in and say, hey, you know you're better than this, tap into your higher self, get in alignment, be the best version of yourself, and move forward. Right? And then the Judgment card. Again, there's also on the Rider Waite an angel that comes through saying that, like, you've probably received that message. Whenever I see the Judgment card, it's like, I generally find that the universe has probably been trying to send me signs about whatever it is that I'm asking about, and I've probably just been ignoring them. Yeah, it's kind of like, it's like, I believe this is Saturn energy. I could be wrong. Oh, I forgot to make that announcement. I do have an astrology tarot resource. Check in the description bar in the comment section. You know what I mean? If I don't have it up there already, it will be there by next week. I was going to have it up by the last video, but I ran into some editing issues, so I'm just going to have somebody do it. I apologize for the wait. But that resource will tell you all of the astrological and zodiac associations with all of the cards in the tarot. Right? But back to this, right? The Judgment card. Again, it's like, I want to say if you knew better, you do better, but I don't think it's necessarily that. It's kind of like you reap what you sow. You know what I mean? The Judgment, the universe is going to make the call. You know what I mean? So are you going to do right? You know what I mean? It's kind of falling in line with karma. You know what I mean? Are you going to do right? Because if you do the right thing, you'll receive the right reward. But if you're not doing the work, if you're running around being toxic, what do you think that you're going to get? Yeah, but again, self-care, receive the messages from the divine. What do we have next? Okay, so we have emotional fulfillment with the Nine of Cups, right? You might even see these cards paired up with the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups. That emotional maturity, that emotional wisdom, right? Starting with the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups, to me, has always, when it comes to self-care, it's about being the emotionally wisest or most mature person in the room. You know what I mean? From a place of optimism, where you're actually chasing the things that you desire. You know what I mean? Because sometimes we can get kind of jaded. You know what I mean? If you're having any jaded energy and you see the nine of cups come up, they're saying be positive and go towards the things that you truly want and be emotionally mature about it. You know what I mean? Don't beat yourself up for the things that you don't already have. Fall in line with the Nine of Cups. You know what I mean? Be mature, go after those things, but then also make sure that you're handling your emotions in the most mature way when it comes to dealing with emotional things with other people, right? That is self-care. Either you can allow the situation to run amok emotionally, or you can say, hey, can we have a conversation? You know what I mean? That's that wisdom from the King of Cups I was talking about, right? Can we have a conversation? This is what I'm feeling. I'm not getting my needs met in this way. What are you feeling? And then coming to some type of resolution. Sometimes the Nine of Cups comes up as like either that optimism or that emotional maturity. After that, the Star card, this is kind of more like internal, right? In order to actually feel like you can do that emotionally mature work, the Star card, she has 1 foot in the water and 1 foot on land with these two basins, right? And she's pouring water onto the land and then also onto like the pool of water that she's also standing in, right? Saying to pour emotions into and take care of your intuition, your emotional life, but also your physical surroundings. You know what I mean? This is very much self-care, you know what I mean? Because the Star card is about what's out there in the distance. But if we are not taking care of what we have right now, I'm sorry for banging on the table. If we're not taking care of what we have right now, emotionally, our emotional present life, you know what I mean? Again, that emotional maturity. How do I take care of me? Am I getting enough rest? Am I nurturing myself? Am I pouring positive affirmations into my heart and my spirit, right? Or is it my environment? Do I actually need to take care of like my room, my house, my surroundings? How is it that I prime my spirit, my emotional body, but also the places in which I exist to be on the track of feeling good about myself, feeling good around my surroundings, so that I can relentlessly, maybe not relentlessly, but seamlessly pursue my dreams, goals, and aspirations and hopes. Yeah. Moving on, Temperance card. Temperance card, when it comes to self-care, sometimes this is trying something new. If you continue to run into the same issue time and time and time and time and time and time again, you know, the Temperance card, this is the true card of alchemy, of trying something new. Let me move this a little bit more of this, a little less of that, to really figure out, okay, and then what result does this give me? You know what I mean? So usually when people are running into a wall, I'll see the Temperance card. Something else that may pop up with the Temperance card is the need to be virtuous. This could be patient. It usually pops up in a lot of my readings as patience. You know what I mean? As kind, as being still. Again, this may come up as surrendering, but I get the Hangman a little more than that. But the Temperance, you know, it's like, so if I see, again, a lot of fire energy, if I see the Five of Wands, the Nine of Wands in reverse, the Ten of Wands, Ace of Wands, you know, maybe the Knight of Wands, the Temperance in a self-care reading is just going to be like, slow down. You know what I mean? We may be doing a little bit much, my love. You know, it ain't got to be that serious. It ain't got to be that bad all the time. Yes. So patience, being virtuous, and trying something new as forms of self-care when it comes to the Temperance card. Okay, moving right along, we have the Three of Pentacles, we have the Five of Pentacles, and the Two of Pentacles, both in reverse, right? So, and then we also have the Six of Pentacles, which kind of goes in long, but you know, it's next to it, but not exactly in the group. These are the cards of receiving help. Sometimes the Empress card will also come up with these cards. If you see the Empress card in reverse, it's because she's usually working too hard and not receiving help. But there are a couple of other things that go into the Empress card, and I'll actually talk about that in the next video. But the Three of Pentacles, this is the card of collaboration. If you see this and you're looking for self-care and you see the Three of Pentacles, this is saying to collaborate, to work with other people to build towards this common goal. So if you feel like you're doing everything on your own, Five of Pentacles in reverse, Two of Pentacles in reverse. Again, this is the need to get some help. Get some help. The Five of Pentacles, you know what I mean? In the classic Rider-Waite, it shows somebody in these barren circumstances right outside of a church, right? But if you go into the church, you know what I mean? There's tons of help there, but it's just about being willing and vulnerable to say, hey, I need assistance, so that you can make it from your halfway point, Five of Pentacles, to the Ten of Pentacles, which is really where you want to be, right? The Two of Pentacles is about holding things that you value and you juggle. But the Two of Pentacles in reverse is when you could be maybe juggling too many things. You could be holding on to too many things that you don't really value. Your hands and your time is being taken up, and it might feel like a juggling act with all these things that you have to do, right? So when we see the Two of Pentacles in reverse, that could be a sign to drop one of the things that you don't truly value. Again, this is self-care. Drop one of those things that you don't truly value. Or this could also be get some help or some assistance with all of these things that you are juggling, right? So if you ever see the Five of Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles, you know, or maybe that following right along with like the Two of Cups or the Three of Cups, you know what I mean? Or you find a court card that's really helpful, like the King of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, you know what I mean? People that love helping, that could be a sign to get some help, to get some assistance, right? Right after that, I'm going to move on to the Six of Pentacles. Now, the Six of Pentacles, this is the right amount of give and take, right? So if you're seeing some of those, like if you maybe see the Three of Pentacles in reverse, or maybe like the Five of Wands, that could be a sign that maybe you are putting in too much effort, right? The Hermit card comes after that. Maybe you're putting in too much effort, and you need to figure out, okay, I need to ease back and say, hey, I'm overextended. How do I allow other people to come in? You know, do you need to express that? Empress card in reverse, you know what I mean? Do I need to express how I'm feeling in my emotions? Have a conversation? Knight of Swords? Or do I just need to fall back? You know what I mean? And get myself some rest. Four of Swords, you know what I mean? So the Six of Pentacles, really depending what's around it. Usually what I see is I'll see the Six of Pentacles and then two cards on either side of it, right? Because it's the card of give and take. So those examples I was just giving was when you were maybe giving too much. maybe you need to take a little bit more. You know what I mean? Maybe you need some help from the Emperor or from the Divine. You know what I mean? Like I was saying with the Lovers, the Judgment card, the Chariot card in reverse. You know what I mean? Who are the people that you can receive help from that have more experience, time, resources than you, right? Something else that also comes up with this card is charity. You know what I mean? It's about being gracious. It's giving to those that have less than what you have, right? And I really do feel like people forget that it is a form of self-care that makes us feel good. Just for the sake of doing something, not out of obligation, but out of the pureness of our heart, and that really can lift your spirit, right? The last two I'm going to talk about in this video, pretty simple and straightforward, are the Six of Swords and the Eight of Cups. These are about moving on, right? Move on, move on, move on. Again, if you're asking your tarot deck like self-care questions and you see the Eight of Cups, the Eight of Cups is telling you to move on from some emotional situation, right? So the Eight of Cups, it's usually an emotional situation that we've been here for quite some time. We've tried working with it. We've tried having all the conversations. We've done everything that we possibly could to take this emotional situation into our future. But sometimes you just need to move on. You know what I mean? The best thing for you to do is to leave this thing in your past and to go look for something else. You know what I mean? Go look for the 9 and the 10 of Cups, because this 8 of Cups, whatever has gotten you to this point, isn't going to get you to where it is. A phrase that's coming to mind is, what got me here won't get me there. Meaning that the habits, the conversations, the emotional ways of being, I'm like, I'm sorry, just like something I just needed to hear, that put me in the current position that I'm at are not going to get me to where I'm trying to go, right? When we see the Eight of Cups in reverse, again, this could be an actual call to actually deal with something emotionally, right? Eight of Cups in reverse, maybe you tried to move on from something too quickly, or you didn't get the closure or the reconciliation of something, right? Eight of Cups in reverse is saying go back to that emotional situation and make sure that you get everything that you need. You wrap up all the emotional loose ends and then you move on, right? Six of Swords upright. Again, this is another card of moving on, but I like to call this the card of immigration. We're like, because the original person's like, I think it's like a couple in a boat and they're just like sailing off somewhere, right? But I call it the card of immigration because what some people do sometimes when immigrating, especially refugees, is that they're leaving a situation that they know isn't servicing them anymore. They know that it isn't helping, but they go off into this unknown area in the hopes that it is going to be better, but they do not know. And I think that's the thing. It's kind of bravery and courage. And I'll talk about that in the next one because I do have some cards about being brave and courageous. Right, but the Six of Swords is just moving on and moving past what you know isn't good for you and moving on to something different. Because you might not know what it's going to be, but you know that it's not going to be what you currently have, right? When we see the Six of Swords in reverse, that's to stop stalling. Stop stalling, move on, push the envelope, get the you know what I mean out of Dodge. You hear me? But yeah. So move on or stop stalling with the Six of Swords. But yes, that's all I have for this video. Thank you for tuning in with me. Don't forget to run over to momagics.com. I'm always open for private readings. And you can subscribe to my emailing list there if you scroll down to the bottom of the page. Just so when that astrological tarot resource is ready, you know what I mean, you'll get a notification in your email box and you'll be one of the first people to download it, right? But that's all I have for you. Thank you again for watching this video. Don't forget to let me know if you found any value out of this video in the comment section. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe so you can see more videos like these. And until next time, this is XL Meaux. Bye!